Russell Hotels going live just for a couple minutes. You guys know how I do it. I'm doing a daily check-in. Again, this is the second time today, right? So live on LinkedIn, live on YouTube, and live on Facebook. But today I have a guest with me, right? So this time I have a guest with me. None other than Miss Cheryl Rogers. There she, oh, did you have to do all that? Okay, anyway. So hope you guys can hear me okay or hear us okay. How are you, Cheryl?
I'm doing fantastic. I'm happy to be here in the beautiful city of Milwaukee and with none other than my really good friend, Russell Hotels.
Oh, okay. Thank you. We don't need to hear all that.
I practiced that, y'all.
Anyway, I'm going back and forth between the camera on my laptop as well as the camera where Cheryl is, so I'm going back and forth. So
he brought all his AV in production.
Okay, so when I'm talking or when I'm speaking, it'll be on me, but when she's speaking, it'll be on her. Okay, so right now it's on me. So but real quick, you have any questions at all, you can always feel free to email me, russell@russellofhotels.com. Go to my website, information is there. I got a blog, I have all this information there, and that's russellofhotels.com. So we're live here at the Baird Center, which is in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, and we're attending the Connect conference. Okay, so Cheryl and I are both. I guess this is her desk, right? So the people come to us, right? So we have appointments. How many appointments you have today, Cheryl?
Thus far I've done 13.
13. How many total do you have?
For the full day, I think it's 28.
What about for tomorrow total?
Oh, total is 47.
Okay, all right. See, I have 47 too. So I thought I was the only one that had a high number. I'm like, damn, am I gonna be able to get through all this? But yeah, this morning went quick. Would you say it went pretty?
I feel
fast?
like it went fairly quick. I feel like all of the appointments that I had were very accurate in what I selected. So there's a whole selection process that you go through, and somehow AI is involved, and you put in all of your destination needs and requirements for meetings, and then they match you with suppliers and hoteliers that would be ideal match for you, and you start the networking process when you get here.
Oh, okay. See, I didn't know AI was involved in this, but I did most of the ones out of the 13 that I had. Probably 12 of them were good, were spot on. And actually, the 12 people, they did their research. They actually read, the information I gave them, right? Because a lot of people don't do that.
This is true.
They just show up and they just like, okay, can you tell me a little bit about your program?
Yeah. Kind of like what happened to me on my first appointment.
What happened on your first appointment?
Well, there was an accident, but we won't get into that.
Okay. All right. No, we don't need to get into that.
All I can say is shit happens sometimes. But the interesting thing is you can tell people who are versed in doing these kind of reverse trade shows, as well as people who know their product or destination very well. One of my first appointments, the poor gentleman, I would assume that he hasn't done this for a very long period of time, but he literally sat down like he was doing an interview with me, and he was just like, "So, what brought you here?"
Wow.
Yeah, it was a little touch and go there.
Wow. So so before we get into talking about the program, and first, let me just make sure that people know comments are open. So if you want to make comments, say, hey, what's going on, feel free to do that, because it's all about engagement on this daily check-in with Russell of Hotels.
It's all about the experiences as well. Let's keep that in mind.
Okay, yeah, it's all about the experience. Okay, yeah. Speaking of experiences, great segue, Cheryl. Speaking of experiences, how has your experience been here in Milwaukee?
This is my first time in Milwaukee. I've driven through the state of Wisconsin before, but this is my first time in Milwaukee.
You driven through here before? Are you on your way to Kankakee?
Anyway, I've driven through Milwaukee before, or I should say Wisconsin. But I will say this, there's that sense of just small town hospitality, which is great. There's a lot of nostalgic buildings and hotels around. You're not seeing a lot of big box things like big Walmarts and things of that nature. And you feel like you get a sense that everybody knows each other, or there's that sense of community, if you will, here.
Okay. That's a good assessment, I guess. But how has your experience with the hotel been? First of all, where are you staying, and how's your hotel? Because we all get here, we all have to have somewhere to stay,
Yeah.
right? So we're taking it step by step. We're just getting a little snapshot of just how you always talk about. It's all about the experiences. Well, let's share a little bit of how your experience was.
Well, one of the things that you have coined me as is a hotel snob, and I take that on sometimes. I'm staying at a historic hotel. It was originally built in 1938, so I'll start with that. And so, often with historic properties, you're not allowed to change the structure in and of itself. So sometimes the rooms are a little oddly shaped or something that you're not typically used to when you think in terms of a high-end hotel. The hotel that I'm staying in is the Pfister, and it's actually the highest end hotel that's here in the city of Milwaukee. And you definitely get that nostalgic, historian, it's old. So with that being said, but you know what, the hospitality does exist. They have a lovely lobby, lounge, and bar area. They have a quilting room on site.
A quilting room?
A quilting room that's on site.
They're making quilts?
They're making quilts in there. And I guess it's a part of the Pfister history, if you will. There is, I won't say what floor I'm on, but on one of the top floors, there is a lounge. It's called Blue, and it's a lounge and restaurant. And then they also have the M Lounge that's indicative of what you would find at many Marriotts. And it's very well appointed. They even
it's a Marriott.
It's under Bonvoy. It's under the Bonvoy.
Okay.
For sure. One of the things that I did note is that when you go, there's several options for appetizers and grab and go. They do a full breakfast in the mornings, which I didn't get a chance to attend because I attended the Cedar Rapids tourism breakfast this morning. Thank you, Julie Stowe, for the invite.
Let's give Julie Stowe a shout out too.
Gets a shout out.
I didn't get invited though,
Boy,
I don't know what that's all about. But I didn't get invited to that. So Cheryl, actually, this is funny. Let me hold on. I had to say because you brought up Julie, right? So as I'm going, because I get to things early, right? So as I was walking to here, I'm walking by where they're having breakfast. And Julie, and I can't think of the other young lady. She's a sales manager. Kind of redhead, I believe. I can't remember her name.
Emily.
But Emily. They're both outside, and they see me walk by, and they're like smiling and waving. I'm like,
he wasn't invited to the
wouldn't it be good if you had invited me? Then you don't have to break your arm waving to me and everything.
He was not invited to the party. Let's just put it that way. So.
I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'm sorry. I had to say that.
So with that being said, I was invited to the
Thanks, Julie.
Cedar Rapids Tourism breakfast, which was an absolute delight. And she brings together planners that she's partnered with in the past, as well as new potential partners, and we get a chance to find out more. There are some really neat things that are coming to Cedar Rapids. They have a place called the Pickleball Palace, and it is a whole building that's devoted to pickleball. And everybody that knows me knows I'm all about pickleball, so I was really excited to see that. I play at Connect every year.
You play pickleball. I'm sorry, you guys need to see me when I say you play pickleball. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
There's a lot of things that I do. So anyway.
Okay.
There is 2 new properties that are coming. One is due to open Q1 2025, and then I think there's one that opens Q4 2024. So great things that are coming, and as per the usual, Julie and her team, they really present and represent the destination very well. So Julie, thank you for the invite. I know that you only wanted well-behaved people, well-behaved planners there, which I happen to be one of them. So that was fantastic.
I wouldn't know anything about that.
Beyond that, in All in Love, I mean, as you can see, he wasn't invited to
your breakfast.
To the breakfast. But what did happen is she extended a warm welcome. So
Anyway, okay, we were talking. I don't know how we got off on that, but we were talking about. Did you finish your experience at the hotel? Did you finish it?
yeah, that was pretty much it. I mean, I've only been there 2 nights now.
That's right. You got here a day early.
I got here a day early. Coming from the West Coast, I will say this: it's not necessarily an easy trek getting into Minneapolis from the West Coast. You definitely have.
This is Milwaukee.
I'm sorry. Milwaukee.
We're in Milwaukee. Okay.
It reminds me of Minneapolis.
As you can tell, this is not, we're not editing this. This is live. Okay. So she meant to say Milwaukee, Wisconsin. That's where we are right now. Okay. Go on, Cheryl.
So it's not easy. There are direct flights into Minneapolis. There are no direct flights into Milwaukee. So at least none that were available to me. And it was an interesting travel day, I'll say that. But what I did like is the airport. It's not super small, but it was easy to navigate. I'll say that.
Yeah, it is.
The baggage claim is super easy and simplified. You know exactly where to go when you're coming down the escalator, so that's always good. So you're not chasing down a bag. Although I do chase the bag, but not that one. The other thing is it was relatively easy to transition over into getting transportation as far as ground transportation goes. And again, I was met with the warm hospitality, Midwest hospitality of my driver here, and he gave me an earful about the destination. So here I am.
Oh, that's wonderful. Thank you so much, Cheryl, for sharing your experiences. Because we all know it's all about the experience when it comes to Cheryl, right?
Yes.
So, but yeah. So it's been, Milwaukee has been good. I don't know. I didn't know what to expect when I got here, but like Cheryl said, the service and people were nice, and that sets the tone for the whole week. So regardless what happens after that, if you got nice people that are willing to greet you and say hi and extend things to you, I guess that's a good thing. So no, I've had a good time here. We went to the Harley Davidson Museum. That's where the reception was. I think I mentioned that earlier today. But it was very nice, very well put together, but just a lot of people. Let's just say that. It was a lot of people. And they said they had some non-meat eats, and I didn't see any of it, okay? But anyway, maybe it was all gone before I got there, because there was a mob of people.
Ate them all.
I didn't eat any. I ate some peanuts and nuts and all that stuff. What will you say?
I've been trying to look for non-meat eats for you since we've gotten here. And
yeah, okay, you don't have to do that, though.
One of the things that I do, because I think it's important when you're doing any meeting and event, is to make sure that there's this level of inclusivity for everyone's, dietary needs or restrictions or what have you. And so the first thing that I look for are what are the non-meat eats, because absolutely no one wants a hangry Russell. So with that being said, we scoped it out, and there were some things here for lunch today that introduced me to things that I've never eaten before, which was a quinoa, and it was like a goulash, if you will.
It's not a goulash.
It felt like goulash to me, but it had great different kinds of cauliflower and things like that, which is nice. It's nice to have lighter fare, because a lot of times when you're doing travel like we do, or coming to a trade show, you're not always eating the best. So with that being said, it was nice to have some alternative options. The other thing is there was a mushroom risotto, and I don't know why I didn't know this, but Russell informed me that risotto has dairy in it, and I didn't know that. And he was like, "What do you think? It's helping the rice stick together."
You don't eat dairy?
So anyway, I learned that for those that do not eat dairy, risotto is not for you. Maybe they have.
They do have dairy-free risotto.
But here it wasn't, so we're putting that out there.
Okay, all right, yeah. Risotto has dairy,
I learned
unless
that.
unless it's dairy-free risotto.
Hold
but
on
anyway,
for just 1 second.
Oh, keep going. Go ahead. So we're just here doing a quick little live, another daily check-in, if you will, right? So I said now that I'm here in Milwaukee, that any opportunities that I get, I'm gonna do a live and invite people to have a conversation. So today is Cheryl, or this time is Cheryl, and Cheryl and I work together on a couple different programs. In fact, this week we worked on a program together that she just signed the contract just a couple days ago. Yesterday, 2 days ago.
Actually last night, and I made the payment, so it's official.
I saw that. I got the email. Did you get the email I sent you?
I got the email that you sent.
Okay.
And let me just say this: Russell is absolutely a constant professional. He gives me a lot of help on the other side, but he knows what I'm looking for when it comes to my meetings and events. And so basically he gets a little bit of the background on what I'm trying to achieve, how many people are going to be there, and then he takes the wheel and makes me look like a rock star. I had to give him his flowers while he's here. But it was an easy process, and believe it or not, during this time when this program was going on, there's some sort of citywide going on. So he made the impossible possible and was able to not only get me a great meeting space with the natural light that I require, but that meeting is also going to take place in the presidential suite. So there's that added level of, feeling cared for while you're doing business. And he got me a great rate. So, if you're looking for someone to help you with all your sourcing needs, Russell is it.
Well, I didn't have her on here to do any of that. That's not what this was all about. But I do thank you. But I do thank you for that. But I mean, mentioning that everybody's different, right? When it comes to meeting planning or when it comes to hotel site selection. And I always mention this, but I'll mention it again because Cheryl's here and she actually mentioned something like this, that it's all about the client, what the client wants, right? Because Cheryl and her groups have different expectations, and when I say different expectations, I'll say an elevated expectation, okay? Because everyone's not like that. Everyone doesn't need that elevated, experience. Well, guess what? Cheryl and her groups, they do, okay? So going forward, you have to know that, right? You just can't, I'm just going to give her any kind of hotel and this and that. Well, any kind of hotel is not going to work. So it has to be the top in that city or that destination. I have to start at the top and work my way down. I can't start at the bottom and work my way up.
Facts.
So
absolute facts. Yeah.
But no, she definitely keeps me on my toes when it comes to working with her, and I like to say working with her opposed to working for her.
literally.
Because it is definitely a partnership, and it's a partnership not just for me and Cheryl, but it's a partnership between myself and the hotel sales manager, because it goes to the sales manager first, and then once it's signed, contract is signed, then it goes to a conference or convention services person, which then I hand off to Cheryl, and it goes from there because she knows all the detail as far as what they want as far as meals and things like that. So, and the payment, and once the payment comes up, exactly, because at the end of the day they want their money. So absolutely. I see Jack Oldenburg. Hey Jack, how are you, sir? Let me put your comments on here. Appreciate you, Jack. Jack, where are you located? I don't think you've been on here before, Jack. Let me know where you're located. I would appreciate it. But no, but yeah, we're just on with Miss Cheryl Rogers. Now, Cheryl wanted to be on my, because we're right across from each other, right? We're literally sitting a 4 foot. Well, the table is 4 feet wide, and she's actually on the other side. But as you can see, I have my camera set up. And I said, no, you sit over there because that camera is better than this camera that you see me on. So maybe I should go to the other side. I don't know. But anyway, Jack, where are you located? Please let me know. I appreciate when people come on. And Jack is on Facebook. Oh, no, I'm not Facebook, but he's on YouTube. So thank you so much. This is live on YouTube, Facebook, as well as LinkedIn. Or it's supposed to be on LinkedIn, but earlier today I did one and it did not come on LinkedIn for whatever reason, but that's okay. In fact, I can't check it. I can't check. Can you check my
I'm checking right now.
My LinkedIn and see if it's there.
It was not on.
See, there's something going on. So what I have to do is copy and paste this onto this sucks. Yeah, so but anyway. But we're gonna do another one on LinkedIn. Not LinkedIn, what is it called? Instagram. We're gonna do another one on Instagram, and that way we'll be on the same screen, and we'll walk around with it. Like, we should walk around with it
and
do
interview
it.
some folks.
Yeah, that's what. Hello.
Let's do that.
Let's do that.
Yeah.
So anyway, that is it for now, I think. So yeah, so we're about 20 minutes. So yeah, these things don't have to be that long. We just want to give you a behind the scenes view of what goes on at some of these conferences, and this is Connect. So thank you, Cheryl. I'll give you the last parting words. So.
Well, I'm not only happy to be here to network, create new business partnerships, and learn a little bit more. Obviously, there's an educational piece to these conferences as well. But what's really important is when you come to these conferences and you have folks that you've worked with in the industry that have become friends, much like Russell is one of my dearest friends. And so it's nice to have that reunion piece where you're able to connect and just catch up, find out what's been going on as we're living in this post-COVID world, and try to find out how things have evolved since BC, before COVID. So with that being said, I'm happy to be here. I'm happy to reconnect with my friend, and happy to be able to share our experiences, because I'm all about the experiences. I know that sounded corny, but I'm just saying.
Yeah, that did sound real corny.
And just happy to be here and learning about a new destination. So with that being said, take care of each other, but more importantly, take good care of yourself.
Oh, isn't that nice? Thank you so much, Cheryl, for those nice parting words. We do appreciate it. We do appreciate it. So yeah, so anyway, that is it. So thank you guys so much. This was another daily check-in, and normally I don't do 2 in the same day, but guess what? I'm here, so I'm doing it. So anyway, we'll be back again tomorrow for another daily check-in with Russell of Hotels. Maybe I'll have someone else on, or maybe I'll have Cheryl on again to share her experience, because I'm sure tonight's experience, whatever she's going to be doing, is going to be... In fact, you're going to dinner tonight. Where are you going to dinner? How does that happen? Okay, how do you get invited to these things? Give us the rundown on that.
Well, it goes back to networking and forming great partnerships. And so with that being said, one of my travel partners, he does a lot of my ground transportation, specifically, he does worldwide, but specifically in the Minneapolis area. His name is Mike Mitchell, and he's with Topper Worldwide Transportation. And he reached out to me. He knew that, I was going to be one of his clients that was attending this conference. And I just looked on the meeting invite, or the calendar invite, and saw that others will be joining us as well for the dinner this evening. But what I'm really excited about is to partner with other planners like myself. This is an opportunity to not only expand your network, but also to learn best practices, learn about destinations. Maybe there's a planner partner that's there and they've had a great experience, and they'll share that with you, and you're like, oh, this is another opportunity for me to put a program. And then of course I'll be reaching out to Russell to ask him to help me foster that. But the restaurant that we're going to is called Calderon Blub, and it's on the Old World side of Milwaukee. So very interesting. I don't know what the cuisine is, but I'm always open to a new experience. But again, going back,
hopefully they don't have a lot of dairy. Sorry, go ahead.
Hopefully my dining experience will be fantastic, and I'll be able to share that with you tomorrow. Thank you, Russell.
Let me just let you know where I'm going. So I got invited to go to the 49er game, the San Francisco Giants game. They're playing the Milwaukee Brewers. So that's tonight. So that I was invited by Visit Sacramento, who is Marilys Croc. So hope you're doing okay, Marilys. But thank you for the invitation. I do appreciate the invitation, and your team is carrying on. So don't worry, everything's going okay. So I made contact with them, and I got everything set, so I'm ready to go. So thank you so much. I appreciate the invitation. So once again, shout out to Visit Sacramento, and shout out to Marilys Croc, so for doing what you do, and just the friendship that we've had for quite some time. We appreciate it. So other than that, that is it. So once again, if you follow me on Instagram, please do so, because we're going to do another live on Instagram that should be pretty interesting. So anyway, that is it. So once again, like I told you, she was sitting on the other side. So anyway, and one thing Cheryl had me do, and I didn't want to do it, but I did it because Cheryl's one of those people that kind of gripes and gets under your skin. You know what I mean?
Wow.
So she made me do a headshot. Everybody needs a new headshot, right? Everyone needs a new headshot. So
and it looks
I got
very
one.
nice.
I got
His
one.
headshot looks great, and he had one smiling with teeth and without. And he always likes to grimace, so yeah, much like that. But I think that's one rule of thumb. If you can always get a headshot when you're at one of these conferences, it's the best thing to do. And the reason being is you can update your LinkedIn, you can save it, you can use it towards AI pictures when you're running out of content. You can use it because it's a professional picture.
And what's the most important thing about it?
It's your face.
It's free.
Oh, it's free 99.
It didn't
Yes, it's
cost
free.
anything to do. That's just one of the things they offer at these conferences. So,
Yes.
so it's always good to come out. Like I said, you get to meet people, but you get to see new things, new innovative things that are going on as well, and things that help you out with your profile pictures or whatever the case may be. So, there you go. So, thank you so much, Cheryl. Quick shout out to everybody that's out there that's listening. Appreciate you guys. And once again, Jack Oldenburg, thank you. Not sure who you are, but I appreciate you.
We appreciate you
coming
tuning in.
on. Exactly.
Yes.
So until next time, you guys have a great day. And as always,